But in his way, the Defensive Player of the Year, Ron Artest, who's back.
As the Pacers take their first lead. And again, speaking of inside, the Pacers once again trying to exploit post-up opportunities. Pierce spins in. Talked about the matchup. One of the premier defenders in the league against one of the best offensive players. And that time, it was the defense that had the advantage.
Take good shots, get other people involved. Don't force the issue.
Artest is chasing him. Earlier today, Carlisle said he was great at denying people the basketball. Pierce determined back down, didn't get fouled, and Artest not cutting it. And at least they'll have something to build on at the intermission. Last shot time. Carroll slows it back down. Let's see what Pierce does. 5 on the shot. Matched against Artest, who knocks it away out of bounds.
But
the Celts 0 of 8 shooting threes, and Pierce pumps on Artest, then goes back to the right. There's that help defense. O'Neal was right there. That time he had beaten Artest.
John Carroll and company. Pierce being forced way out of his comfort zone by Artest. Puts it down.
Slides it, turnover. Hit Tinsley on the break. Great pass to Harrington, who slams it down. And now the Pacers go out by 4, their biggest of the night. Should they get there, they'll have the home court advantage. That's why Harrington muscling down.
by the way, the old days, you think a rookie would complain about minutes in the playoffs? I mean, unless you were, pretty well established.
That's why he's not getting minutes. He just turned it over and one on Harrington
the other way
against him.
You know what he did? He dribbled into the running path, one of the sideline. And right here, just watch him move left here, Brent. See, he takes the pass. It's a good call. No question about it. And Blount hustling back, gets it in his favor. And Harrington, that's something you do in the schoolyard, and generally you might get away with if you just brush. But once you lean and move the guy out of his path, you're going to get nailed for it.
Davis loses it, trying to drive to the rim, and it's 3-on-1, an easy hoop on the outlet by Harrington. There's been nothing fluky about this.
Just great defense leading the runouts, quality pass, and the giveaway.
Davis knocks Harrington down, and quickly Reggie Miller runs in to help him out.
Wow, just a great rotation. Tinsley made that play, and the upper body strength that we certainly can't relate. Take the hit and still finish it off. Oh, my goodness. Big Al. Taking it on the chin. A lot expected of him, and of course the keen defense on him. But he's got to step up, get this team back in it. With these kind of plays, it's very hard. Back screen by Tinsley, and send it in. For a tennis exhibition, and he was in the office. Said, "You mean they're going to New Orleans? I want to go," Sandy said. And that's when he went out for baseball. And the rest is history. Mr. Harvey.
Yes, sir. And there was Harrington in underneath. So a little unease here in Boston on this Friday night. A backdoor cut like that, wide open put down. Celtics have played 261 games since 1948. And here tonight, the Indiana Pacers come in and beat them by 23. Their worst home playoff ever. 58 bench points. Artest a 2.
Workmanlike punch in.
And Donnie Walsh, of course, set it in motion. We cannot overlook the man who is seated to Bird's left right now. Wow. As Artest steps outside and hits a big one.
Not at all. Kenny Anderson hasn't played as well. Pollard hasn't played. John Carroll has the same situation. I'm sure he didn't like the body vibes of his team, but he can't.
Artest feeds Harrington underneath.
Oh, that was just a terrific effort. O'Neal holding on.
Pierce chases Artest out beyond the arc. Harrington got it. Wow. Sweeping the Boston Celtics. And we're talking about Ron Artest. He held Paul Pierce in this series. to 34% from the field.
Tough to isolate against this team. They just lock up and load up against that paint. Every shot's contested there, Kevin.
Miami is +1 in rebounding for Ron Butler. Dwayne Wade to Marquette, and now he's able to make jump shot to his game much more balance. Wade down the baseline, and Dwayne Wade is tied on.
The injury he suffered that he only missed 5 games because of it. Jermaine O'Neal inside. O'Neal wants it back. Remember, Grant's got 2 fouls. Jermaine, tough baseline jumper. Kept alive by Harrington, and he's fouled by Allen. Count it.
That's just sheer desire and muscle right there. He just undressed Allen underneath the basket, got the rebound, and laid it in with the foul.
Big Al having his best season ever. You get a look at the positioning he got for that rebound and then just muscled it over Allen. Odom gets it out to Grant. He'll take the long jumper, and Odom with another offensive rebound. His 5th offensive board. Wade, jump stop and a hammer.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
3 on O'Neal, 3 on Grant. Dwayne Wade, just a rookie, playing like a veteran. 5.5 to go in the half. His team is down by 5. We'll talk more about Dwayne when we come back. Make him their #1 pick, and boy, are they happy they did.
He's going to be a star, that's for sure. I mean, a big-time star.
Artest in the paint, off the glass, same move he had earlier. He likes that spot.
That's just old school.
Probably was a little out of control.
Minute left in the half. Harrington out to Tinsley. And he gets it right back to him.
Yeah, 2 New York legends going after each other there. Tinsley gets around Austin.
Happy to have 1 run like that a month. Not much less 5 games in a row.
Udonis Haslem with a tough shot off the glass.
And they're doing it at the right time, right before halftime. They're taking away a
Trap. Snuck right through it, had a man wide open. Just too many arms to get that ball through.
Reggie Miller came over and called the play. Artest will be the guy to inbound. Miller's the guy that's trying to get free with 1.6. Lofts one, and it goes! That's why he called his own number. The Heat trailing by 7. Trying to steal one on the road. They're very good at home, and they know that. Wade has 4 in the quarter and 13 for the game. He's the leading scorer.
To go 7 games in that first round hard-fought series with such a young ball club. How good are they going to be next year?
Artest hits a 3. He has stepped up, having huge games.
Return to that form he showed 2 years ago.
And now Wade goes down, and Artest goes the other way. 17 for Artest. Lead swells back to 9. Jumpers out there, but they've got to find somebody.
They look like they've lost a little bit of energy here to end this 3rd quarter. He'd have to pick it up and try to get a flourish going into 4th.
Great wraparound pass by Tinsley, and O'Neal finished it off. The only problem. Final 1:20, quarter 3. Johnson, Crozier, Jones, Artest, and Harrington on the floor. Artest the kick out, Freddie Jones 3, and he got it. But the spirit's still with you. Artest on the outside. That's 20 for Artest, so he'll take top scoring.
Siguen empatados y ahora llega y anota Foster. Se meten tan pocos puntos en un partido. Está la cosa tan justita como ahora. 10-14, 10-16 anotó. Para Wade en defensa, ¿no? Para que esté menos activo en ataque el rookie de los Heat. Bueno, Scottie Pippen y Larry Bird también. Justo en este segundo cuarto Miami, rebote para la Marodón. No hay pausa ahora en este tramo del partido. Vaya canastón de la Marodón, vaya. 6 de ventaja para Miami, de nuevo máxima diferencia para un equipo que a punto estuvo de... No ha tenido mala suerte de Miami porque a punto estuvo de 2. Ahora, gran canasta de 33-32. Igualdad de marcador, 2 puntos para Miami. 4 ahora con esa entrada espectacular. Pierde la vista. Qué bárbaro. Vaya error de Tinsley, que pierde la noción de la colocación de su hombre.
A good one here. 5 on the shot clock. Wade will take it over O'Neal and got it.
And that's what Dwayne Wade has to do. They can roll tomorrow.
There's the pick. Oh! Now Ron Artest with a tackle. I'm not sure he meant that one, but he sure took Mr. Wade off his feet.
Very interesting. You see him going hard in the hole, and Artest just wraps him up another. We were talking about Warren Sapp, Sean. He's going to
check for Jermaine O'Neal. We have 3:18 remaining and 9 on the shot clock for Miami. 4-point lead for the Indiana Pacers. Here is Wade with a great first move to the basket. Dwayne Wade, who has led his team in scoring.
Yeah, it's quick enough to get through even the team defense. Look, he's almost gotten through 4 guys.
Foster with the rebound. Danger time.
Now Ron Artest. 5-0 start to this fourth quarter, and it's 78-55. 23-point lead, and Jeff Van Gundy says, let's call a halt, or Stan Van Gundy, that is, right now.
Foster gets it started with the active hands, and is there anybody else in this building that didn't think that this shot was going in?
Last time down, they couldn't. Same play, or virtually the same play. Artest muscles his way on the baseline. Ouch. Wade feeds Malik Allen inside. Whoa! There was a man block and a pretty good hurdle job.
And this is a man's block. He just destroyed that. That's a kill in volleyball. Here it is, cover.
3 minutes in the third quarter. Wade drives and slams. He's done a variety of things defensively, going to the hole, shot on the baseline, Alston out of the pack and on the run in a hurry. And Artest sends it over to the baseline, and he got it to Tinsley, but he stepped on the sideline. Their darndest, 20,000. Trying to exhort the team on. Wade off the glass. Alston leaves it for Wade.
Miami continues to make runs, and Indiana just responds playing one-on-one.
Dwayne Wade in the fourth quarters this series is 15 of 25. He's 16 of 26. Miller doesn't quiet the crowd. Grant the rebound.
Tell you what, I'd be inclined to try to get the ball out of his hands if I was the Pacers.
Miami leads. Only the second lead of the second half for Miami. Artest. Oh, wow. What a nice finger roll. You've got to show your mettle sometime, no matter who you're playing on the road. Here's a steal by Wade.
A tired pass by Artest.
Butler strong, pinned by O'Neal. Yeah, the left eye is having trouble opening right now.
What a great job of getting over there and got him in the eye.
Butler's doing anything he can to get that ball in the rim. Just take that. Recover and put him back on the floor.
Harrington in there for O'Neal. Here's Artest again, though. This time they stop him. Butler out to Wade.
I'm surprised they went so quick. I thought they'd run a little bit of time off the clock.
Wade with a spin move again, and he scores again. Miami has a foul to give. We're down to 30 seconds right now left in regulation. 7 on the shot clock. Tinsley in traffic. Lost the handle. Out of bounds. Miami ball. 26 seconds left in regulation. Jones working against Tinsley. Got him up in the air. Way too high on the shot. And now Wade comes down to the ball.
Before the ball's inbounded.
Johnson's going to be fouled by Odom immediately. Tried to get it to Wade, but he drew Artest, so it's Odom. And Odom tangled up to 2. Not this time. Artest is fouled. Artest 10 out of 13 from the line. Missed that one. Artest trying to tie his feet for a career high, but he missed it. Out of bounds to Miami. They still have life. They're down 3, and everybody's looking at number 3.
Well, number 3's out of the game, and I have no idea why.
That's what I mean. Alston's in, though, and he's a great three-point shooter, or has been this year. He lofts it and misses it, and Reggie Miller throws it in the air, and Indiana has closed out the Heat. And immediately, you've never heard 20,000 people more quiet because, boy, the Pacers know that they had their hands.
The Indiana Pacers, the two-time All-Star, the NBA Defensive Player of the Year, the veteran with the fire and determination of his younger self, and the leader coaching against his former team. The Detroit Pistons, their offensive machine, their defensive tandem, and the Hall of Fame coach on a mission. Tonight, the two best in the East begin their battle. The prize, a chance to play for an NBA championship. It's the Pistons and the Pacers, Game 1 next.
Reggie Miller cuts to the basket, and Ben Wallace rejects that shot. The 33rd block shot just of the playoffs for Big Ben.
He's been dominant in the playoffs offensively.
Nice inbound to Artest. He missed with the left hand. Tayshaun Prince is happy, and now Prince running the other way, trying to beat him to the goal. Lost the handle.
Yeah, the pass is too late. He ran out of court, and that's what made him bobble the ball.
Tinsley gives it up. Artest has really improved as a three-point shooter. This one's in and out. And it's Wallace with the rebound. And stolen by Tinsley. Tinsley takes it in off the glass.
Detroit came out and played his zone, which is interesting because Larry Brown really does not like playing zone, but it's been effective. He also, his career so far, reminds me a lot of Jermaine O'Neal. Young is taking time, and there's Rip Hamilton again off a screen.
O'Neal, nice extra pass to Tinsley.
The maturity of Jermaine O'Neal. It's not about the points for him anymore. It's about winning basketball games and making his teammates better.
He knows he's going to be a 20 and 10 guy. That'll take care of itself. Hamilton over O'Neal. What a shooter. 13 for Rip Hamilton.
It's like a walk on the park.
6 on the shot clock. Ben Wallace in the low block. Gives it up to Tayshaun Prince. Perfect pass. Tinsley gives it up to O'Neal.
So that's his game again.
Wallace just snatched that one off the head of Jamal Tinsley for his 13th rebound. Tayshaun for 3. And he got his own save there on the baseline. Hamilton from the free throw line.
The move Rip Hamilton made, he took one fake, one dribble, didn't go anywhere, but got himself wide open, standing still.
He's pretty efficient with the dribbles, that's for sure. It's a 6-point game. Rick Carlisle's just diffused the whole situation. He says, hey, you know, I changed jobs. That happens in this business. And the guy that took my job's a Hall of Fame coach. What am I supposed to say?
Yeah, I can tell you that coaches change jobs.
We're under 9 minutes. Wallace, the bounce pass to Hamilton. What a great look.
He never stopped moving. Never.
Phillips, Okur, Hamilton, Rasheed Wallace, Corliss Williamson on the floor for the Pistons. And then Okur. Phillips has not scored in the second half. Harrington with a steal.
Another turnover.
Five on the shot clock. Tinsley leaves it for O'Neal. He got a good look. Artest trying to hustle for the rebound. Goes sprawling out of bounds.
Have you ever seen a game with this many guys on the floor. Every single play, there's 2 and 3 guys down on the floor. And this is all about hustle plays from both teams right now. Going right back.
Trying to get it to him. They'll have to make the extra pass maybe to get it there, if they can get it there. Now Reggie Miller gives it to Foster on a drive. And Jeff Foster, who had a big game against Miami, just got his first basket of the night to tie it up.
That shot was called again by O'Neal because they had the front.
Tie game at 74. Game 1 Eastern Conference Finals. 1 minute left in regulation. Air ball by Billups. Out of bounds to the Pacers. He got around a pick. There's never been a better three-point shooter or a guy in the clutch. It's Miller time. Tayshaun Prince packs it down, gets it right back from Wallace, and he doesn't miss.
They're doing exactly what Larry Brown wants them to do. Be more patient, offensively, attack the basket.
Reggie Miller got an opening. Knocked it down. Bender has driven himself into some traffic several times tonight. Johnson lights it up from outside. Corliss Williamson trying to muscle Bender inside. And he got it. Corliss Williamson off the glass. Okur, tough catch on the baseline. Trying to back Crozier in, and does.
Well, Okur is giving the Pistons some huge minutes right now.
He's their leading scorer.
He's their best player in this half.
There's the bench, and it's all Okur with 9. O'Neal takes everybody with it.
It's rare that you will see a Piston late in recovery, but here it is. Okur shows Tayshaun Prince had his back to the play and reacted late.
Which would be his second of this half. Does. Fans asking for some defense. I'd say we've had defense from both teams, wouldn't you?
Oh, there's no doubt.
Prince on a runner. Tayshaun quiets down the capacity house, and we're tied at 33. Johnson has played much of the first half at point because Jamal Tinsley had foul trouble early and then picked up his 3rd foul a few minutes ago. Johnson leaves it for O'Neal. The tip out to O'Neal that set up Reggie Miller's shot in game 1. There's a Pacer turnover, only their 5th of the half, but an untimely one as they led by 2 with a minute and a half to go. Billups, nice lead for Corliss Williamson. Here's the final 5 seconds. Rasheed Wallace got it to Chauncey Billups. He'll have a good look, but he gives it up. James will take the shot. Air ball.
Boy, Billups should have taken that.
Should have. He had nobody near him. He could have pulled up and taken the 3 himself, but he gave it up.
Ben Wallace didn't play much of the first half at all.
He got those 2 fouls, and he never came back out. So he's fresh and ready to go, that's for sure. Wallace, Rasheed Wallace, with 5 on the shot clock. And Foster bumped him. Reggie Miller over Hamilton.
Hamilton lobs to Wallace, and he almost lost the handle.
You can
and he
see
got
it
it
happening, Brad. Jermaine O'Neal was more focused on Hamilton on the post than his own man. He lost sight of it. Ben Wallace saw that and got the dunk, or the layup, or whatever you call that.
Wallace has been the man this quarter, and he... Anthony Johnson tried to pick and roll with O'Neal, and Chauncey Billups stepped in to swipe that one away. Wallace again. He's the man right now.
Great finds.
They lob it into him. He knows he's got to shoot and shoot in a hurry. Well, he's going to go to the rack with it, and he wasted too much time. And Jermaine O'Neal not only rejected it after the shot clock expired, but he let Wallace know about it.
But again, he had a chance to catch that on the post. Instead, he pops out behind the three-point line.
Let's see if that O'Neal block, even though time was out officially when it happened, will inspire the Pacers. And Hunter picks up a foul.
Look at Rip Hamilton on the bench right now. He's upset at the last call.
Now watch this. Already.
That's as clean of a block that you will ever see on a dunk.
Not only...
No body, all hand-to-hand. I mean, that's excellent.
Artest with Chauncey Billups on. There's a mismatch. Now he gets double-teamed by two smaller guys. Bender, he'll try a three. Harrington trying to go up and around O'Clour. Sends it out.
See, that's where Ben Wallace is great. He's a good defender on his own guy. He's a great defender when he can come from the weak side and swat shots. I mean, that is an amazing block shot.
18,000 people at a block party. Tinsley, he got an opening.
Wow.
Larry Brown said, look, we got to get stops. We've got to win the secondary break, and we've got to rebound the basketball. Then he looked up at the clock and said, listen, guys, all we have to do is win the next 9 minutes. And they start with a basket, Brad.
Fouls it. Of their last 13 missed shots, 6 of them have been blocked. And here's Detroit. Coming down court, Hamilton and Billups together, and Rip Hamilton lays it in.
Your two most efficient players. Now, Rip Hamilton has just drawn an offensive foul on Reggie Miller. So the game continues. He learned from that last one. When Reggie pushed that time, Rip Hamilton react. Now watch Rip. It's the same reaction. He's a quick learner.
He is. He's a quick study.
And you know, with Reggie Miller, he didn't even complain because he's thinking, wow.
I did it last time.
Exactly. The game and within the game between those two has been really neat to watch.
It sure has. Here they come again. Rip got around a pick. Reggie got back on him. Now he drives.
That's why he wears that mask.
He took one in the face right there.
Right in the face.
Biggest lead of the night for the Pistons. Rick Carlisle's seen enough for right now. He wants to talk about it.
Brad, it's no way that I would want to officiate this game. I mean, this is the most difficult game I have ever seen to officiate because of the energy put out defensively.
Tinsley trying to answer. Again around a pick. Momentarily shed Reggie Miller. Now went between the legs and almost lost it. On a runner. Jermaine O'Neal with a rebound.
He wasn't passing that. He felt it. He was going to take it.
Jermaine O'Neal hasn't scored in the second half. Tinsley keeps it alive. Looking for some help to get rid of it right now. Artest. Oh, I don't know how that went in.
He's stronger. He's stronger.
Wow, Hamilton and Artest really bumping down low. Wallace, Ben Wallace got it back, missed twice, but he's fouled the second time.
Oh, they're not giving Reggie Miller an opening tonight. Not yet.
Tinsley airballs a three. That was a horrible shot.
See, it looks like the Pacers are a little bit out of their offense is an understatement.
Yeah.
But the fact that everything's a jump shot and nothing's down low. Now, they won game one by attacking the basket. In this fourth quarter, everything's been outside. I'm going to say it again. They have to find Jermaine O'Neal.
And Ron Artest, I think, is just fouled out. O'Neal driving the paint and missed inside.
But I like the look. They got it to him, not as deep on the post as he wanted to get it, but he got all the way to the basket.
Chauncey Billups just double dribbled around the middle of the floor. That's a huge turnover.
That's a huge turnover.
An unforced one.
No, he didn't touch it. They're saying that it was a double dribble because it did look like that he was reaching to touch it, but he never touched it.
Closing in on a minute. And now it's Hamilton again chasing Miller. A minute to play. 6 on the shot clock. Rasheed Wallace works baseline against Foster. Ben Wallace had his hand on it, but Tinsley came out of the pile with it. And he's hurt.
But more importantly, Reggie Miller is fouled again.
Hamilton trying to get free of Miller on the baseline. Gave it right back to Wallace. O'Neal blocked it. 4 on the shot clock. I don't know if Billups knows that. He lost the handle. Tinsley, Reggie Miller. And it's blocked again.
Oh, what a block.
How did Prince get there?
What a block. I didn't think it was any way possible for him to get this shot.
In the open court, looked like an easy layup for a tie, and Tayshaun Prince came out of nowhere.
It was a good block. I got to tell you, live, I thought it might be goaltending, but I think that is one of the most amazing blocks that I have ever seen. He had no chance. I'm telling you, Brad, no chance to get this ball.
Reggie Miller was fronting Tayshaun Prince. The extra pass, Wallace to Wallace. Rasheed with a pass and Ben with the throwdown. O'Neal's been struggling mightily. 16 points in the first half in game 2, none in the second half. He crosses the lane and scores there. Tough shot.
Yeah, but I like it.
Tinsley. O'Neal with a left hand. Oh, now that's strong.
He's doing what he did in game 1.
Here's a steal by Artest and a foul on hand. Here's Harrington working against Ben Wallace. He scored last time he had it. And he scored again. We have a 2-point ball game. Billups. Whoa, nice help by Artest. And now comes up with another steal. Pacers can tie. Tinsley didn't leave it for Harrington in a great spot, but with under 2 minutes remaining, Harrington's been the man this quarter. This time he turns it over. And now it's Chauncey Billups on a run out. He leaves it for hand.
Ron Artest was furious with his teammate because he was the only guy that got back, and there were 4 Pistons under the basket.
And we approach a minute. Don't forget Toyota halftime report. Kevin and the guys will be along when we finish up quarter number 2 from the Palace. O'Neal bumping, and offensive foul. Rasheed Wallace timed that bump pretty well.
He really did. You know, he could see Jermaine O'Neal crab dribbling down into Rasheed. 1, 2, gets the offensive foul. He was timing it perfect.
Tinsley, the crossover, goes inside against the big guys and has it blocked by Wallace. Ben Wallace that time. This is where Reggie Miller wants Ron Artest to throw it into him. Oh, but he turned the wrong way. And he threw it away.
Well, the play was for a flare for Reggie Miller. He was going to fake like he wanted it in the corner. Jermaine O'Neal was going to come and give him a pick, but Artest let the ball go before the play could develop.
That's when Ron wishes he was like one of the Globetrotters and had a string on it to pull it back.
You can see Jermaine O'Neal late in your picture. You know, you can see him waiting to set the pick, but Artest lets the ball go. There it is right here.
Another look. And you see Reggie's going, oh, no.
You know, both coaches are saying they're lucky because they know they've only played 1 quarter each so far. The Pacers played great in the second quarter. The Pistons played great in the first quarter.
Pacers turn it over. Bounce pass to Tayshaun Prince. And he's fouled, and he goes down hard on the baseline. Artest was going to make sure that he didn't get the easy one. Reggie Miller gives it back to Tinsley, a 3, and they have gone 20 straight misses on 3-pointers. Billups. Rasheed. About a 4-second difference on the shot and game clock. Jermaine O'Neal. 1 field goal this quarter. And Ben Wallace trying to come up with a steal. Did. He thought Ben Wallace reached around and fouled Jermaine O'Neal, and whether that was a clean block or not, Doc, I think it was the spirit of the thing because he walked all the way out almost to us to protest the call.
Yeah, I don't think Rick Carlisle would have minded if they had thrown him out. And not because he's trying to quit or leave. I think he's trying to show his team that he still believes they can win this game, and he still is in the fight. I also thought he got to Tech because Jermaine O'Neal was getting frustrated, and he wanted to show his star young player that he supports him. So there's times when Techs are good. In my opinion, that was an excellent time to get a technical foul.
Hamilton. Hunter trying to get rid of it. He'll get it back from Ben Wallace and then threw it away. Fred Jones trying to go coast to coast. There's the slam dunk champion.
Look at the Pacers bench. Exactly what Rick Carlisle was looking for.
I'm not quite sure where that last step came from. Rip Hamilton finds Corliss Williamson underneath and Harrington with a foul. And now Austin Crozier coming back the other way. Bender, pull up 3. Jonathan Bender, his first basket is a big one. Got it to Rasheed, 3 on the shot clock. Hamilton.
Both these teams, either the Timberwolves or the Lakers, would they be licking their chops to face either of these 2 teams?
Well, it's a different style of play, you know, but I think that feel confident about their offense against these teams.
Reggie Miller just turned around to the other 4 Pacers and yelled, "Let's go." They're looking for a stop. They didn't want that. Billups for 3.
Boy, they turned their back on Chauncey Billups.
He'll have a chance for a 3-point play. O'Neal. The extra bounce, and he puts it in. Harrington backsteps on Rasheed Wallace. Al Harrington with a huge shot.
And that shot gave them the ability now to just play defense. They don't need the ball here.
Harrington's second three-pointer in the playoffs couldn't come at a bigger time. Here's been the matchup we watched throughout the series. Reggie Miller and Rip Hamilton. Rip with a kick out to Chauncey Billups for three. Miller, the lob. The kick out to Artest. Right back to Reggie for three. Got it. Whoa. With Rip Hamilton right in his grill.
Like Reggie Miller said after game one, all I need is a half a second. I don't know if he had a half a second, but he gets that shot off.
I talked to him before the game, and I said, have you had any easy shots? He said, there are no easy shots in this series. Rip Hamilton's first bucket cuts it back to 2. Tinsley, tip in, and a slam by O'Neal.
This is the best I've seen the Pacers look as a team since game one.
Very early, but this is the best shooting we've seen by either team, by both teams, I should say, throughout the series. Ben Wallace with the left hand. In traffic, Tinsley tried to thread a needle to Reggie Miller, and Rip Hamilton stole it. He'll take a pull-up from the free throw line. Every other day, so don't forget, we'll be back with you on Sunday from Indianapolis. Tinsley with a left hand. Nice move, didn't finish. O'Neal will.
Normally, if one of the 3 officials in a game gets injured, the game goes on with only 2, but the NBA is considering having an alternate official in future games, Brad.
Pacers in the first quarter already with 20 points. I mean, this is an explosion for this series. And Jermaine O'Neal goes down clutching his knee. Oh, man, you don't want to see that.
No, you don't.
He was on the baseline going up for a rebound. Let's take another look at it. It's before it was Ben Wallace that was behind him. There was the attempt at the rebound, and he hyperextended that left knee. Ouch. Wow. It doesn't go that way.
No.
Oh, we'll check on him when we come back.
Never know, and they didn't see the replay.
Oh, I don't know if the doctors saw the replay. They might have had a different opinion of a sprain, a mild sprain. We'll wait and see. We'll watch him as Artest takes a 3 and hits it. Ron Artest has pulled a 7-point lead here in the second quarter.
Wow, that's a turnover. Oh, my. Wow. Look at this one.
Oh, boy. Off his foot and out of bounds. That'll drive you crazy. Larry Brown right now, the look on his face like he's about ready to go into a coma.
Yes. I mean, those are the ones where, Coach, you can't even scream at.
I know. Johnson with a little runner. Right. And now Detroit turns it right back over as they've had 4 turnovers their last 4 trips. Harrington drives up and under. Nice move by Al Harrington. He's their leading rebounder tonight and their leading scorer. Looking more like the Ron Artest we saw in the Miami series. Johnson, nice move off the glass for Anthony Johnson. We thought we might even see the veteran Kenny Anderson play some point, and we still may tonight for the Pacers because of Tinsley playing with a bad hamstring and a bad ankle. Reggie Miller, three-pointer on the Pacers 4 for 7 on their three-pointers. Rip Hamilton has an answer as he knocks one down. Remember, they tied for the best road record during the regular season, and they just tack on 3 more. A huge 3 by Austin Crozier with .7 left in the half. And now it's a 10-point advantage for the Pacers at the break. Crozier will try a 3, and he got it. Wow. He ended the quarter with 1, and then he started the quarter with 1.
Exactly.
5 on the shot clock, and he did a nice job of it. And now running the court and saving it by bouncing it off Tayshaun Prince.
Crozier has a wide open three again. Pacers haven't had a field goal down like 5 minutes, and that's really the only stretch they've had tonight. They've had many of those, 13 of those coming into the game so far in the series where they've had droughts of 3 minutes or more. They hadn't had one until right now. And Jermaine O'Neal just ended it. Kenny Anderson has an open shot. In and out, and Wallace with the rebound.
Oh, it's no doubt. They're going to leave Kenny Anderson. They're going to make him make shots. He can, but he hasn't shot the ball in so long. They're going to test that theory.
He was the first guy out here tonight to warm up. Phillips over Kenny Anderson for three. Almost shot that one off the inbound. It'll be Wallace for three instead. Missed badly. Rip Hamilton trying to save it, did he? He did. Phillips. Add one. Pacers now have missed 9 of their last 10 shots. The crowd comes to life with a chant of defense as we're under 7 minutes. They're trying to fight their way back in this thing. Our test is open. The rebound is Wallace. Rasheed, that is.
Well, I said if they can get it to 10 with 6, if they score here, they're getting a lot closer.
Phillips got his man to go by. Three. Detroit won't go away. My partner said Phillips is going to get involved soon. I think he's in a rhythm. And I think the Pistons are back in the ballgame. 6:23 to go. Detroit, can they come from way back? Their fans still believe. Crowd is wanting to get crazy. Our test. Boy, big shot.
You know, I know it can beat it.
Under 5 minutes. Our test banging away with Williams.
That's a huge possession. That's a 48. Boy. Those are down.
Pacers win it easily, 83-68. He didn't have time to find the pitch, much less feed it. And now they just threw it away. Rip Hamilton plays it beautifully and lays it in. And a foul. 3:45 left in the half. And Detroit has led the whole way. Here's a block shot by O'Neal. Tinsley waits for company and feeds Artest.
That is a point guard making a play right.
And now the crowd will come to life for the Pacers defense. Hamilton again. He has 10 of the Pistons' 13 points this quarter. Artest almost lost it. Now they're going to say Reggie Miller stepped out of bounds, I think. Hamilton's drawing a crowd, and he's shooting over that crowd. Wow.
You know, O'Neal's been making shots off of ball swings. They're going to have to start going to him just to see how he feels. If he feels good, then you have to get the ball to O'Neal.
Rip Hamilton, unbelievable. What a game. Tinsley trying to push it as fast as he can on a bad leg.
See, no lift. I mean, Tinsley right there, you can see it. Any other time, that's 2 points for Jamal Tinsley. He just had no lift. You watch it at the very end. I mean, it's almost like he caught a flat tire.
I can almost jump that high.
Oh,
that's
well,
not saying.
Oh, I don't know, Brad.
Phillips looking for Wallace. The extra pass and one more to Hamilton, who's open. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Hamilton. Oh, man. I don't know. Whoa.
See, that's his game. He can do that because he can get to the bucket.
Even those aren't falling tonight, though.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot left, Brad. I can see that. I mean, watch him. Look at him getting down the floor. Oh, my
Hamilton, score it again.
He's like the Energizer Bunny. I mean, he really is. The guy has never stopped moving.
It's going to be Rip Hamilton time in a second. No, he gives it up to Wallace. At the buzzer.
But that was because of Rip Hamilton. You know, Al Harrington was so concerned with Rip Hamilton, he turned his back, helped up receive Wallace. Rip sees it, and so now Wallace gets a wide open three. Everything right now is being caused by Rip Hamilton.
It doesn't matter if he's a shooter or he's the assist man, as he is in this case. Watch this. There's a double team.
Look at Harrington. He's so concerned with Rip, and they should be because he's ripping them up.
Yep. This is the largest deficit for the Pacers so far in the playoffs, Doc, with 4:17 left. When you're down 15, you know you've got a lot of basketball left. There's 16 minutes plus, but are there answers? That's the question right now if you're Rick Carlisle.
Well, this is the tough part because I don't know if Rick Carlisle can answer the questions himself. He doesn't know how healthy Jermaine O'Neal is.
Right.
He knows that's where he wants to go, but he knows if he goes to me, he doesn't know himself if Jermaine can answer. So, again, the guys you have to look for are Artest and Harrington right now.
Artest dribbles into some traffic. Johnson over Billups. Scotty. Two-pointer for Anthony Johnson. Oh, what a collision between Anthony Johnson and Corliss Williamson.
Yeah, this is boom. Step that shoulder out, and that's an automatic foul in this league.
Harrington deep on the baseline, knocks it down.
Good offense, though. I mean, that's what Rick Carlisle wants. Dribble penetration, kick. Dribble penetration, kick. That's what they need.
Under 6 minutes now. 11-point Piston lead. Rasheed Wallace open on the baseline. Rip Hamilton caused that again. If the Pacers were the Lakers, they'd have the Pistons right where they wanted them. Down 13. The Lakers come back against Minnesota last night. Only took them about a minute and a half.
It's amazing.
Tinsley a running 15-footer, and he beat the buzzer. Big shot by Jamal Tinsley.
Yeah.
Artest still on Rip Hamilton. Even drew a double team there momentarily from Reggie Miller, and now everybody switching off defensively, leaving Reggie on Rasheed Wallace with 4 on the shot clock. What a shot. What they have to worry about now, it looks like, is a 3-2 disadvantage and a 3-2 advantage for the Pistons. Here's Reggie, no call. He's looking back, looking for some help. Feeds Jermaine O'Neal, back to Reggie. Back to O'Neal. Maybe Reggie should have taken a couple of those.
That was the end right there. You know, Reggie Miller had 2 opportunities to shoot that 3. If he makes it, it's a 10-point game. The miss, that's it. Now he'll probably make it.
It'll be Hamilton. And that just about tells the story, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That last one for Rip before the timeout. He's 11 out of 29 from outside the arc in the playoffs. And now the Pacers turn the ball over, something they definitely don't need to happen. And it looks like Jermaine O'Neal is going to probably finish game.
Bruised and battered, the Pacers suffered the most devastating blow of the series, and home court advantage faded away. In Game 5, the Pistons dominated with a defensive masterpiece and finished with an offensive showcase, placing Indiana on the brink of extinction. Tonight, the second edition of the Bad Boys head home, ready to close out the series and begin their quest for a championship. Standing in their way, the winningest team in the East. Can they regroup and keep their own trophy hopes alive? Pacers, Pistons, Eastern Conference Finals, Game 6.
2 seconds to shoot. Reggie Miller to inbound. Out to Al Harrington. He takes one dribble and the jumper goes. So Al Harrington hits the first basket of the ball game.
Rip Hamilton told me before the series, if he keeps moving, then Artest can't put his body on him.
Right.
It's when he stands still that Artest is effective.
Here's Artest powering his way through traffic. Hunter hits the outside jumper.
Great timeout by Rick Carlisle. He doesn't want to give these fans any chance to get into this game.
I think they're into it anyway. 25-16, the Pacers have led the whole way. Kenny Anderson looking for some help. Crozier spins through everybody and turns it over. Let's see if Rip Hamilton touches it this trip down court. Mehmet Okur is also in the lineup for the Pistons. And they turn it over. Another opportunity by the board to try to cut into the lead. Lindsey Hunter gets it back. And Kenny Anderson with a foul. Hamilton baseline. In and out. Well, he had a look.
And that was the best look. That was the best look he's had this evening.
The Pacers, for the 21st time in the series, have a field goal drought of over 3 minutes. It's over 4 right now. But they still have the lead, 25-16. O'Neal gives it up. Artest, the long jumper over Corliss Williamson. And Ben Wallace rips down the rebound.
I don't know if O'Neal knew how open he was when he gave up that ball. I mean, he was right up under the hoop.
Hamilton to Williamson. Wow, everything is in and out. They're going to wait. They can't wait till the third quarter to get down the other end.
No. Well, that basket's not working well.
No, that one's, well, that's true. Detroit shooting 19% from the floor right now. Almost 5 minutes now for the Pacers without a field goal and still have a 9-point lead. Pacers with Jones, Artest, Harrington, Anthony Johnson, and Jermaine O'Neal on the floor for them. Artest wants a pick from Harrington and now takes a long shot over Okur.
The last 3 possessions by the Pacers have not been good offense. They're forcing shots now instead of playing freely, taking good shots earlier in the clock.
Okur, this is going to go down in history as the most 5-foot and in missed shots in a finals game. I don't think anybody kept track of that. I'm just going to say it.
I think you're pretty safe.
O'Neal short on that one. Johnson keeps it alive. Jones, a pick and roll to Harrington. And the drop continues. Ben Wallace's 7th rebound. See if the Pistons can score. Williamson gives it up. Nobody wants it right now because it won't go in for anybody. Rip says, I'll try it, and he doesn't score.
Yeah, and that one was a forced shot. You don't see Rip force many of them, but you can see there he's pressing a little bit. This is a smart move here, going right back to O'Neal.
Ben Wallace almost swiped it from him, knocks it away a second time. And now O'Neal throws it away. Wow. Hamilton is fouled this time. Oh, no, he's not.
Yeah, he
pushed
fouled
off.
Yeah. And again, that's 2 shots in a row where Rip Hamilton decided, I'm going to make something happen, and he's the king of letting things happen. Right now, he's trying to force things.
The score is the same as it was our last time out. Nothing dropping. There's the foul on Hamilton as he continues to struggle.
Well, you know, when I play with kids at basketball camps, I give them a point for hitting the rim. We might have to think about that right now.
Jermaine O'Neal trying to back in Rasheed Wallace.
I like it.
He scores.
I like it. You go out of a timeout.
Crozier backpedals and takes a shot, and it's kept alive by Anthony Johnson.
Rick Carlisle is screaming for them to get it down to Jermaine O'Neal. He's pointed 3 and 4 times. He was pointing down. He wasn't even calling a number. He was saying, get it to the big guy.
All they got was an offensive foul on Artest. Right here. Artest on Hamilton again. Ben Wallace, they'll give him that all night. The crowd urges him to take it, but he got his own miss. And he won't miss that one. O'Neal gives it up. Artest will try a triple, and he knocks it down. Ron Artest has been the offense for the Pacers. He's in double figures with 10. The lead goes back to 6. The opportunities for the Pistons to make it a one-point game or tie it have gone by the boards. Rasheed Wallace for 3. Artest looking for a pick from O'Neal. Gives it up. Crozier for 3. Oh, what a big shot by Crozier. It's not the first time that's happened in this series.
They understand that this is their last chance at home.
Tayshaun Prince, his first field goal, makes it a 3-point game. Johnson gives it back. O'Neal from 17. And Jermaine O'Neal with 6 points. Rip Hamilton on the inbound, trying to find some space and room, and he can't.
Boy, he hit the ground hard.
Artest will try to back Hamilton down. Reggie will try for 3. And he's way long.
And Tayshaun Prince is flying at him.
Jermaine O'Neal, top of the circle, and he knocks it home. Remember, Larry Brown talked about the importance of the first 5 minutes of this third quarter. It hasn't been a very productive one so far for Detroit. Here's Rasheed Wallace with Harrington on his hip. Baseline jumper, that's his shot. Whoa, jump ball. How about that muscle?
That's great. I love what Artest is doing, though, Brad. He's demanding that Jermaine O'Neal get to the post. Now, they've come up empty on both of them, but it's a good move by Artest.
And Rip Hamilton ahead to Corliss Williamson. You call it, Doc. Seconds left, third quarter.
Pacers have ended with
3s. Huge shot, just as Crozier's was to end the second quarter. Anthony Johnson knocks it down from 3-point land. Okur, Hunter, Hamilton, Wallace, and Corliss Williamson on the floor, and it's Rip Hamilton. And Anthony Johnson will set it back up. O'Neal.
Boy, he loves those elbows.
Yes, he does.
I mean, that's the place he's made shot. High pick and roll, elbow jump shot, and on the post. Those are his 2 areas.
Freddie Jones guarding Rip Hamilton right now. Hamilton in the paint.
See, that's the difference between Freddie Jones and Ron Artest. When Rip Hamilton lowers his shoulder into Ron Artest is still standing there. When he lowers his shoulder into Fred Jones, he backs up and reaches, and that gives Rip Hamilton freedom.
O'Neal baseline over Ben Wallace. Crozier. Billups for a tie. The Pistons have their starting five on the floor. Miller. Chauncey Billups. Pacers have led by as many as 14 in the first half.
Oh, wow. Artest just leveled Rip Hamilton. See, that hurt. But Ron Artest thought that that was dirty. It wasn't. That was dirty. He knew it right away.
Will the two-point lead become more? Chauncey Billups trying to make it so. Johnson, he's been tough tonight. He leaves it for O'Neal. Just as Doc called it, Jermaine O'Neal cuts it to 2. Looking to cross the paint, goes baseline and goes strong. And Reggie Miller's got the rebound. Pacers with a chance to tie or lead. And there it is. But he didn't score this time. Hamilton trying to feed Ben Wallace. And he throws it away. Terrible possession by the Pistons. Anthony Johnson hoists it up here.
They have all the time in the world, Brad.
Everybody needs to take a deep breath right now. Hamilton got away from Artest. Trying to get the ball in. A struggle to do so to O'Neal. Now it's Artest driving on Wallace. Trying to throw one down and it didn't go. And Rasheed Wallace with a rebound. And there'll be less than a minute to play. A deafening crowd of over 22,000 at the Palace. They can sense it. Tayshaun Prince. The Prince of the Palace saves his best for Game 6. They're trying to force Game 7 back home on Thursday. O'Neal over Wallace.
It's just a 4-point game here. And when Reggie Miller's in a basketball game, this is not over.
Rip Hamilton over 20 points for the 10th straight playoff game. The 10th straight Eastern Conference Final playoff game. Larry Brown meets half his team on the floor. 33.3 left.
Larry Brown did not like the way that possession was going. He saw them being trapped. Good timeout. You don't want a turnover at this point of the game, obviously.
Here we go in the final half minute of the game. Trying to trap Chauncey Billups, and they can't. Not yet, anyway.
They're close to it.
He gives it up to Tayshaun Prince. 5 on the shot clock. Prince goes up off the glass, and the rebound is Artest.
Find the shooters. Find the shooters.
15 seconds left. Artest, long 3.
Boy, they didn't need that. Pacers have to foul here, Brad.
That's what Rick Carlisle's telling them right now. And they can't wait to be choosy about who's going to be fouled. And you know, Billups and Rip Hamilton are both 88% free throw shooters. And Larry Brown's going to make sure he doesn't take a timeout with him. Tayshaun Prince will be the man to trigger it. Maybe he's the man that's going to trigger the win. With a big defensive play and a big shot. Ben Wallace